Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Amber, and today we are going to be playing with and reacting to Stranger Things Season 3. I am a little bit behind, as you can tell, so I'm trying to catch up, and someone recommended I do these as reaction videos, so I thought we'd give it a try. I have seen seasons 1 and 2, and I know there's been some things coming out about season 4, so I thought I should probably catch up and watch season 3. I needed to get myself a quick little reminder of what was happening in season 2 because it had been a while, and so I just looked up a quick little recap to remind myself. So we've got the kids, we've got the teenagers, and then we've got the adults. So in terms of the kids, you've got Will, who has the worst luck in the world. All of season 1, he was stuck in the upside down. And then in season 2, he was being chased by and then possessed by the Mind Flayer. So hopefully in season 3, he get to be not so much a victim. It'd be nice to see him have something good happen to him rather than all the most horrible things. And then you've got Mike and Lucas and Dusty, and then we had the newbies, Max, and I forget what her brother's name is. He's a douche. And then, of course, we have 11, who's got all the psychic powers and stuff. Um, there wasn't too much. Trying to remember what happened to them in season 2. So 11 did that little sort of like side quest where she went and found her family. That was not interesting. Could have been done better, but I think everybody agrees on that. But she came back, and as far as I know, we're not really touching that again in season 3. And then she's got a relationship going on with Mike, and then you got Lucas has a relationship going on with Max, who is sort of in a love triangle with Dustin, who's been getting relationship advice from Steve. It's all very complicated. Who was in a relationship with Nancy, who's now in a relationship with Will's brother, who I can't remember his name, photographer kid. Um, and I think we all agree Steve was the better choice there, but maybe we don't all agree. Maybe that's just my opinion, and who knows. Anyway, Nancy, I think, to be honest, is a bit of a whiny baby, but I think Steve deserves better, so that's fine. He had a lot of character growth. He was really helpful to the kids. Talking about Steve, um, Nancy and Jonathan, I think it was, were trying to sort of get down to the root of what the heck happened, and I think at the end they released some information to the media. So there was that. And then with the adults, you've got um, Will's mom, Joyce, played by Winona Ryder. I love her always. And um, and then Hopper, the sheriff, right? I think he's the sheriff, and he was sort of protecting Eleven, and I guess he had a daughter before who he lost. So Eleven's sort of like his surrogate daughter, which is very cute. And but him and Joyce were sort of they were figuring out what was going on in season 2 with the what was the government doing, what was going on with the upside down. Um, they can kind of get into places that kids can't. So it's always interesting. One of the things I like about Stranger Things is because you have those sort of 3 groups. You've got the kids, the teenagers, and the adults. Is you see how each of them are sort of dealing with the same situation, and their different perspectives and what they think is helpful and all that stuff. So it's always very interesting to me. I'm trying to think what happened at the end of season 2. So they saved the day. 11 shut down the portal to the upside down. There was a big dance at the end, which was super cute. All the kids dancing. And then there's, of course, I think I remember a very ominous shot of the Mind Flayer and the upside down. Basically, just like he's looming over the upside down's version of the gym where they're holding the dance. So clearly, Mind Flayer's not gone. Clearly, Mind Flayer still wants some sort of role in whatever. So we're gonna dive right in. I know everyone else has seen this season, but I'm coming to the party a little bit late. I'm gonna try and do 2 episodes a week, but we'll see because I've got a pretty full schedule. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of our upcoming content. Loki starts this week, and I've got tons of gaming content on there as well. All right, let's stop talking about it and let's watch season 3, episode 1, called Susie, Do You Copy? Well, that's never good. Hazmat suits. June 28th, 1984. Who's that? Am I supposed to know these people? Has it been too long? The scientists look very tired. You guys get any sleep? Yeah, they're opening to the upside down. Why? Is this before? Are these the Russians? I have so many questions. Well, that wasn't made in America. Oh! Oh my goodness. Ah! See, they knew. The guy's like, I told them. He's like, oh, why doesn't it work? They're like, oh, there must be a cool weapon we can use in there. That's how these always start. Does nobody learn? Yeah, we get it. It's the Russians. Oh my gosh. That's awkward. Uh-oh. Daddy's in the other room.
Hey!
Ah! That's cheating.
3-inch minimum. Leave the door open 3 inches.
Ew. Rats? Lots of bugs. What are those? Oh, those aren't bugs. This is not good. This is not good at all. What the crap? Will knows. Will knows. Will's still connected. Will knows. Yeah, look at that. Will, say something. Oh, you got a little, something.
I gotta run. Alright, see you later.
I like the differences between her and Hopper. She's just like, oh, whatever, kids will be kids. Uh-oh. Oh, not the monkey! Wait, have we crossed into Toy Story now? What's going on? I know, it's coming. They're gonna jump out. See? Yeah! Oh, she's doing it. There we go. Oh no! Poor Lucas.
They're spending entirely too much time together.
That's what boyfriends and girlfriends do.
Well, I mean, they're just kissing, right?
Yeah, but it is constant. It is constant, okay? That is not normal.
Did you not realize you would have to deal with this with having a daughter?
Them apart.
It's funny how they've kind of like switched roles. She's more put together now and he's kind of
Cannot lose your temper.
falling apart.
Maybe you could do it.
It's such a typical dad thing.
You want to have dinner tonight?
Whoa.
You can give me some more pointers.
Uh-oh. No. No, thank you. No, I don't like the rats. Ah, the noises are so creepy. Yeah. Ah! Ah! gross! Oh, very gross. Very, very, very gross. Oh no! Okay, okay, okay.
I don't understand what's wrong with Nana.
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with Nana.
No yelling, Hopper. No yelling.
There's something very wrong with this thing between you and Elle.
You're crazy.
Crazy. You want to see real
No, don't. Yeah, that's not Susie.
Susie,
I mean, I don't speak Russian. What am I doing? Here we go. The silver cat feeds when blue meets yellow on the west. Trip to China sounds nice if you tread light. That's the code. It's clearly code. Well, their facility looks a lot nicer than it did a year ago. Yeah, I don't like this. It's your fault. It's your fault. The shadow creature came. Beautiful. Do you people not know what you're doing? Beautiful is not the word that I would use to describe this. Terrifying. Stupid. Yeah. Stupid jump scares. I mean, I don't like you, but oh! Billy, I don't think that's gonna work. Is that the end of the episode? No! Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. Alright, so there we go. First episode of season 3 of Stranger Things. So many thoughts. First off, I meant to mention this before because I was thinking about this the other day. What is going on with all these kids and their parents? Like, do these parents know what their kids have been through? Because if they don't, then my question is, why not? Because Joyce knows. So if she knows and they don't, that means she chose not to tell them about these horrible, traumatic things that their kids went through. If they do know what their kids went through, then two things. One, they should all be in mucho therapy all the time. And secondly, I don't think the parents would ever let their kids leave the house. I mean, I'm surprised that Joyce does after everything that happened to Will. I mean, she looks like she's in a much better place. They clearly think everything's over, but don't you guys know? Um, very upset that like Will clearly knows something is happening, but he didn't say anything to anybody. It's very frustrating. Like something is wrong, Will. Like even if you don't know what's wrong, like just say, "Hey, mom, like something is weird. I feel like I felt when I was possessed by the mind flayer. Maybe that means something." Okay. And then we have the hilariousness that is Hopper and Eleven and Mike and their whole Mike and Eleven just can't stop kissing each other, which is cute but also a little gross. I don't know how old they're supposed to be at this point. Um and I just was cracking up at him like trying to figure out how to deal with it, and the whole scene between him and Joyce where she's like trying to coach him on how to be a parent. It's so funny. Especially because you see the differences between her and him and how her parenting, I mean, she essentially caught Jonathan the morning after with Nancy by catching him with the lipstick on his face, but she's just like, "Oh, you're gonna be late for school. Don't forget your breakfast." Like, it's like teenagers will be teenagers. I have a young daughter myself. She's only 3 right now, but I tell you, I've already thought about how am I going to handle her dating. I personally never dated till I was 25-ish. So I don't know how to deal with a teenage girl dating. So I understand where he's coming from, But I also completely understand where Joyce is coming from because I do work with a lot of kids and because I work in education. And I very much am a firm believer in the talk to them like they are a real person. Because I feel like a lot of times adults always talk down to children. And it's always, you do what I say because I'm telling you. Or the classic, do what I tell you, do what I say, not what I do, when adults do the opposite of what they want their children to do. I try to stay away from that. And I try to stay away from all of those things because the truth is that kids are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. Teenagers, too. Teenagers are dealing with a lot, and we constantly burden them. And I feel like I'm very much in Joyce's camp where sitting down with them and talking to them at their level really does produce great results. When I was an actual classroom teacher, that was my approach to classroom management. And I had really good results with that. I worked with teenagers because I worked in a high school. And, you just talk to them. A lot of the times they know they did something wrong and they don't need you to belittle them and chastise them for it. They just, they feel bad too. They don't always admit it, but they do. They know when they did something wrong. So if you just talk to them about it, most of the time that they'll admit it and they'll know that they have to do better. And they will try. Most of them will try. So sorry, I solely went off on a tangent there. We're supposed to be talking about Stranger Things. Okay, so we talked about the parents. We talked about Elle and Mike, and we talked about Will. Lucas and Max, we didn't get too much of them. Basically, just your sort of typical teenage, preteen relationship. Are they teenagers? I do not know. I think they're teenagers, but they just still look like young teenagers. I blame Hollywood for this, by the way, because I am so used to seeing teenagers that don't look like teenagers because they're played by adults. So it's weird for me when I see actual teenagers. I think they look too young. Okay. Anyway, beyond that, Dustin came back from camp where he invented a bunch of crazy things. He picked up, was trying to contact Susie, his girlfriend. Oh, it's so cute. The girlfriend he met at camp. I have a feeling she gave him the wrong number, if you catch my drift. Besides that, I mean, he was intercepting the Russian messages, which I think is hilarious that some kid just throws up a radio tower on the top of a hill and somehow is picking up transmissions from Russia. Speaking of Russia, idiots! I'm sorry. You're idiots. Okay. I can't quite remember in season 2, but I feel like they kept mentioning the Russians. But I don't quite remember. Clearly the Russians are becoming more of a forefront now. I never understand what the point is in these situations with, your government entities doing these things, that they think. I mean, it's obvious they believe there's some sort of military application here, and they're looking for some sort of weapon or something. Because humans always have the brilliant idea that we can control things that we don't understand. We're just like, oh, we want to control it, so we're going to find a way. You don't think that maybe this might be too dangerous to even try because so many people have already died. But maybe they're just like, oh, they were just stopped by a bunch of kids, so we should be able to handle it. So I get that too. But at the same time, it's still a stupid idea. It didn't work for the US. I'm sorry, Russia. No matter how much better you think you are, it's not going to go well for you either. Just saying. Okay. And then the rats. Okay, so something came through. Do we think it's the mind flayer? Everybody else knows except for me because everybody's watched this season except for me. It could be the mind flayer. It kind of looked very similar with the smoky gray monster type thing, and And then I have a feeling that it was trying to possess the rats, and that's why they were exploding. And then it took Billy, and my guess is it's gonna possess Billy. Because if it was able to possess Will, then it should have a problem possessing Billy. But I'm guessing that the rats couldn't handle it. And maybe that's why it was trying to get lots of rats, because it thought, oh, maybe I just break myself apart and these rats. And that, no, even that the rats couldn't handle. They were just exploding. So Billy instead. So that, I mean, he's kind of an ass already. So now let's just possess him with an evil being. Great. That should be interesting. I am very glad that he did not, that because he got sidetracked by the mind flayer or whatever it is, that he didn't go through with his little rendezvous, because I wanted to vomit. It was so gross. Like, and it took me a really long time to realize that that was Mike's mom, and I was just like, no, don't tear their family apart. Though at the same time, his mother seems like a bit of a. I mean, she was angling for it, and then he offered, and she was like, "Oh no, what? I don't know what you're talking about." It was like, lady, you were like putting yourself on display, okay? And it's not just a matter of, oh, he objectified her. She was doing it on purpose. And that is gross because you are married with children, lady. Sorry, I have a problem. I do not like cheaters, especially when children are involved. Oh, God. Okay. If you're not happy, get out of your marriage. You do not have to cheat. No one has to cheat. Never. But thankfully, that's not going to happen. I hope not, because if it does still happen now, that means she's cheating with the mind flayer, and I don't even want to picture that. So, no thank you. Whew. All right. I mean, we started off with a bang. There's a lot of stuff that happened. I'm very excited to see where this season goes. I need to get caught up before season 4 comes out, which technically I don't even know when that is. You're going to have to look that up. But I just overall am just impressed that I have been able to go this long without seeing it, and I didn't have anything spoiled for me. So I do not know what is going to happen. And that's exciting. It is very hard for me to go without spoilers, especially for this. So. All right, folks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our upcoming content. We've got tons of fun things going on, and we will catch you all next time. Bye, folks.